Hey guys, today we have Samadhan Garte and he's having 3 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So guys, this interview is gonna be very interesting. Please watch till the end. So hey, hello Samadhan, how are you?
Hey, hi Faizan. Hi, I'm good. Like, what
Okay,
about you?
yeah, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
start.
okay. So can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my name is Samadhan Gade. So I have
Mm-hmm.
near about 3.2 years of experience in
Mm-hmm.
IT,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like I worked on a different domain projects, like
Mm-hmm.
insurance domain, some traveling domain.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, yeah, like previously I worked with some tools and framework development teams, so where we
Mm-hmm.
are developing the different teams, so
Mm-hmm.
testing tools to
Mm-hmm.
which will be helping to the QA community to test their
Mm-hmm.
uh, test cases and all things now efficiently.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
we are providing them some matrices and all things now.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, I worked on one of the project like some incoming request register. So where
Mm-hmm.
like it's a similar kind of a Jira, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is using for a particular team or
Mm-hmm.
some work management tool, we can say. So where people can create the teams, people can define their roles and all things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, they can raise a request for a particular request type. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if it is a request related to some enhancement in the
Mm-hmm.
tool, if it is related to some defect and all things, so they can raise the request by selecting this kind of request types, and
Mm-hmm.
based on the request type, so that request will be redirected to that particular team.
Let's move to the technical questions. So,
Sure.
can you tell me what is a constructor in Java?
Yeah, like constructor is a special kind of function,
Mm-hmm.
so which is mainly the main purpose of constructor is used to initialize the object.
Initialized, assigned, and all,
Okay,
right?
okay,
Mm-hmm.
and which will be called after object created.
Okay,
So
okay.
so there is a cycle like
Mm-hmm.
instance
Okay,
control flow and
okay,
all
okay.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I just want to know, imagine you are building a class in Java
Okay.
for booking a system,
Okay.
for booking system like tickets and all, right?
Hmm.
Why, I mean, what would you use a constructor or regular method to initialize your object with the event date and capacity? Or why
Uh,
would you use constructor over regular methods?
like Mm, yeah, like when I can go with the constructor now,
Mm-hmm.
so for the initializing and all things, so
Mm-hmm.
I can say like, so if I want to make that class the immutable, so no one can change the details and all things. Now I'll
Mm-hmm.
suggest to go with the constructor approach, initialize the details through the constructor.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so if
Mm-hmm.
your class is not containing any sensitive details and all things,
Mm-hmm.
in that case you can set those details through the setters and getters. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, constructor is not an like it's a list priority you can take.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, like as per the convention now, so we must have to take some constructors based
Mm-hmm.
approaches. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you know about constructor chaining?
Yes, I know that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can call the constructors from another constructor by using
Mm-hmm.
this and super
Mm-hmm.
functions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Okay. Moving ahead. What happens if we provide a return type to a constructor?
Yeah, like it is nothing will happen. So it is acting as a method,
So
normal
which
Java.
one would you prefer? A constructor without parameter, sorry, without return type or with return type? Or it
Uh,
depends.
no, no, like so constructor don't have any return type. First thing, so
Okay.
method can have the return type and all things. So um, constructor always without return types, I'll
Yeah, yeah,
say.
constructor cannot have return type.
Uh,
But last time you said, when I asked, so you
okay.
said, so that's why I asked this cross
Uh,
thing. Okay, okay. So nice. Moving ahead. Uh, can we make constructor final?
Like, yeah, like there are four modifiers we can apply for a constructor, and
Okay.
which
So we
is
can
we
make
call,
final constructor.
no, no, we cannot.
No, no. Okay,
We cannot.
okay. Yeah, yeah. So Samadhan, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we had launched complete interview preparation material, structured step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There is a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contain a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answer for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, Kafka, microservices, Java code equations, Stream API code equations, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description. And if someone needs this material plus two real enterprise client projects for reference plus one-on-one lifetime doubt sessions and referrals to the MNCs, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview. Okay.
Okay.
So why is the constructor name similar to the class name?
Like there is like, so you are asking why constructor name is similar like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
class name now. Um, yeah, like so. See, so like we are creating the objects, correct? So using the new keyword. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, exactly we are calling the
Mm-hmm.
constructor.
Mm-hmm.
So by using the class name, I think so. That might be
Mm-hmm.
a reason, but I don't have an exact reason.
Yeah,
And
actually, I mean, the reason there is nothing. I mean, some logical stuff here. The only thing
correct.
is constructor is a special method. So just to differentiate normal method with constructor, so we just give this as the same name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Moving ahead. Why it is important to override both the hash code and equal methods while creating a custom class?
Yeah, like so, if you're using some hashing related data structure, so if
Mm-hmm.
you're making that object as a key or value,
Uh-huh.
okay, so it
Uh-huh.
make a problem while storing
Okay.
those details inside the
Mm-hmm.
hash code, hash table and something. So
Mm-hmm.
there might be a chance to have some collision state. So to
Mm-hmm.
avoid this kind of situations, so we must need to override this the equal and hash code methods. Equal sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So imagine you have a class that is used as a key in a hash map. Okay. What
Okay.
problems might arise if you override only the equals method but not hash code?
Yeah, like there is a contract now. So when two objects are like in the case of if we are not overriding dot equal
Mm-hmm.
and hash code method, so there is a contract. So if two objects are equal by dot equal method, so the
Mm-hmm.
hash code must be sent kind of things. Okay. But in your case, like if we have only the dot equal method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We didn't like override any hash code method. So in that case, like
Mm-hmm.
um, there might be a case like where two objects having the same hash code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and at the time of storing the details into a hash table, so there might be a case. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So how does hash code improve the performance of collections in hash map and hash set?
Hash code you are saying now.
Mm-hmm. Hash code.
Yeah, so it avoids the by overriding these methods now it avoids the collision state, so it will store the object inside the single bucket only. So like in the collisions case, as you know, like so inside the single bucket we can have the multiple objects, so and because of that retrieval process and updation
Mm-hmm.
and all things, it will get messed. It will impact the problem, so to having the same hash code and all things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like we have to
Okay.
go.
Okay. Okay. So consider a scenario where you are implementing a user database with millions of entries.
Okay.
So how does implementing a robust hash code method affect retrieval times in a hash map?
Like I can give some integer values. Like I can give
Mm-hmm.
some like user ID, which will
Mm-hmm.
be a unique, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
whatever user ID will be there. So I'll implement that hash code method by returning the user ID. So it will
Mm-hmm.
be a for every user ID, na, there is a
Mm-hmm.
unique ID. So that unique ID will be there. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, how would you design a custom implementation of hashcode and equals of a class with multiple fields like username, email, date of birth, etc.?
Like dot equal method,
Yeah,
I
tell
can
me
say.
step by step. Hmm?
So you wanted to how I can implement this dot equal method by using this kind of
Yeah, yeah, hashcode and equal both.
both, na? Okay. So if I go with the dot equals
Mm-hmm.
method, na, so where I can have the current object and there is a parameter, one
Mm-hmm.
parameter we can pass to the equal
Mm-hmm.
method. So where I can compare the things, like first I compare the
Mm-hmm.
both objects are pointing to the same, so
Mm-hmm.
sorry, both references are pointing to the same object or not, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first initial check where I can mark it, like if both are pointing to the same, then I'll return the true directly, okay, instead of going further.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, moving further, I'll check the names, I'll
Mm-hmm.
check the other criterias, and based on the I'll return true false, okay.
Okay, okay.
And for a hash code methods, na,
Mm-hmm.
so like I'll return some user ID or something, so
Mm-hmm.
which will be a differentiate the users
Okay,
uniquely.
okay. Nice, nice. Mm. Can two objects have the same hash code but not be equal?
Yeah, there might be a case.
Okay. Can you tell me that case?
So, like for example, if you write the dot equal method for
Mm-hmm.
some content comparison, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and in that case, there might be a case those
Mm-hmm.
objects are not equal by content wise. Those objects will not be equal,
Mm-hmm.
there might be a case like they're having same hash code or something
Mm-hmm.
kind of things. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay. Can you explain the concept of abstraction and encapsulation and how are they different?
Yeah, like in the abstraction, I can say we are just giving the set of services to the end
Mm-hmm.
user instead of showing any internal implementation and all things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and like we can in the Java, like we can achieve it by using the abstract classes and interfaces kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about this encapsulation things. Now, so like
Mm-hmm.
encapsulations, say it's like the capsulating the or binding the behaviors and state of the object into a single unit. So
Mm-hmm.
where we can say like if a class contains some private fields,
Mm-hmm.
private state, so that class is nothing but your tightly encapsulated something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So consider a graphic system with shapes like circle, square, and triangle.
Okay.
Okay. How would runtime polymorphism allow the system to uniformly handle different shape types while drawing them on the screen?
Like based on the see like the polymorphism
So
is
do you
kind
know
of.
about runtime polymorphism, right? So
Yeah,
how
I
does
know that.
runtime?
We can
Mm-hmm.
use a runtime polymorphism, like for example, as you said, like we have the shapes now, some circles and all things. Okay, so we have the shape interface, so which has some methods like draw or something, and it has some implementation kind of circle and triangle and all
Mm-hmm.
things. Okay, so we can take a reference the like we can take a child object into a parent reference and we can call this draw and all things. This kind of way we can follow this way to achieve it through the
Mm-hmm.
polymorphism, the runtime
Okay.
polymorphism. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So, in designing a vehicle control system, when would you choose inheritance over composition, particularly between like car and engine?
Particularly car and engine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like so. See, in the car and engine, there is a composition. So we can say like there is a tightly dependency between
Mm,
this car and engine because every
mm,
car needs a
engine.
engine object.
Mm,
Okay, and if we have the vehicle object vehicle, so in that
mm,
case. vehicle can be anything, na? So car,
Mm-hmm.
then bike, motorcycle, whatever it will be. So we can go with, in that case, we should go with the interfaces, the inheritance concept. And if we have the car and engine, so there is a composition, there is a
Mm-hmm.
tightly dependency. So in that case, we should go with the composition. Yeah.
Okay, okay. What's the difference between aggregation, composition, and association?
Like, so basically this aggregation and composition, I think it's a kind of a has a relationship. Okay, it's represent a has a relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
I can say like for a composition, for example, we have some container, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and inside the container there is a content objects are there.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can say like without existing the container, okay, there
Mm-hmm.
is no chance of existing the contained object. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of association between the content and container object is nothing but a composition. So kind of things, okay. And we can take an example of a university as well, lemon example. So without
Mm-hmm.
university, there is no chance of existing the existence of the department and all things.
Mm-hmm.
But aggregation talks about the loosely dependency, loosely coupling kind of things. So where
Correct.
we can say some department and teacher
Mm-hmm.
relation. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So, why it is crucial to properly set access modifiers in a banking application when designing classes for account management? Give your some views on this.
Like come again, I didn't get you. Sorry.
Like, do you know about access modifiers, right?
Yeah, I know
So,
that.
why
Yeah.
it is crucial for proper to I mean to set these access modifiers in a banking application when designing classes for account? It is crucial for other other
Yeah,
projects as well,
correct.
but I'm
Mm.
asking particularly about this banking application. Uh,
Yeah, basically it is it is kind of crucial for the banking application because
mhm,
banking, suppose for example we have the account
mhm,
class, and account is holding some sensitive details now, so it must be private, so
mhm.
other cannot be accessed. So in that case we need this access modifiers properly managed and all
Mhm.
things. So
Okay.
yeah,
Do you know about auto boxing?
come again.
Auto boxing.
Yeah, I know that auto boxing.
Uh,
Boxing is nothing but like we can say converting the integer into uh, like primitives into a wrappers kind of things.
okay. Okay. Got it. So you are aware about Hibernate and JDBC, right?
JDBC.
Yeah, yeah. You know the concept of Hibernate and JDBC, right?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to design a new human resource management system, would you choose Hibernate or JDBC for the database operation and why?
Yeah, like yeah, I'll choose. So we are using JPA here.
Okay.
uh, JPA for a backend
Mm-hmm.
connecting the DB, and so we are using some at the rate entities and all things, okay, to
Mm-hmm.
managing the relation between the entities.
Mm-hmm.
But in the case of the JDBC and Hibernate, now, so I know little things about
Mm-hmm.
them. So
Mm-hmm.
JDBC, where like if we're using the JDBC now, we might need to handle the more cases,
Mm-hmm.
like we have to pass this, we have to create some data source objects and
Mm-hmm.
all things. There are a lot of things we have to set manually, but
Okay. Okay.
through the Hibernate now, so we can manage this kind of thing through the configuration. Okay,
Mm.
we
Okay.
can define the entities,
Mm-hmm.
we can map those entities to the database rules and all things. But through the data JDBC now, we have to handle the result set.
Mm-hmm.
We have to iterate those results set, map it to the particular objects and all things. So
Mm-hmm.
this will take time, so might get performance issues and all things. So yeah, but we already have this Hibernate in a place, so we can directly map those fields to that POJOs and all things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Do you know about HQL and JPQL?
Um, HQL, I might be used like these are the queries now, so named
Yeah, yeah,
queries,
yeah. Queries, queries.
like where we can form it through the methods and all things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you are working on JPA, so I think you don't have exposure on Hibernate. I mean, less exposure, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So what's the starter dependency for this JPA?
It's a JPA, data JPA. So
Spring Data
Spring
JPA.
Boot starter data JPA.
Okay, okay, okay. So can you tell me how can we write custom queries?
Mm, like custom queries. So there are two kind of queries I saw, like some native queries and non-native queries. Like
Mm-hmm.
natives are which will be equivalent to the SQL or something, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might be wrong telling some reverse. The natives are equivalent to the SQL, and the customs are nothing but like we can use some JQL or something now.
No,
Or like,
custom. Let's say JPA repository provides some basic queries like find by ID, find by name.
oh, okay, 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 got it, got
This
it,
is
got
the
it.
basic one, and
Yeah,
custom
so
one when the something is complex.
I did not use that much this kind of queries. So where
Okay,
like
okay. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
it's fine then. Have you done indexing while using JPA?
no, like as
No,
such,
no.
we didn't handle this
Okay,
kind of
okay.
scenarios.
Okay, so what's the purpose of exception handling?
Like the main purpose of exception handling is to avoid some abnormal situation in the
Mhm.
program.
Okay.
For example, some file handling and all things.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, some null pointer issues were there. So we can handle those kind of issues alternatively.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the main purpose.
Okay. So, have you used controller advice and REST controller advice?
Yeah, like I use this REST controller advice mostly to handle the centralized exception mechanism.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Got it. How do you customize the HTTP response structure when an exception occur?
Come again, like I didn't get you. Sorry.
How do you customize the HTTP response structure when an exception occur?
So you want to know like how custom exceptions or something
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can be
like.
made and
Uh,
returned while in a API. I mean, when there is something issue. I mean, when there is an error.
so we can throw it now. So we can throw those exception, and then those will get catched by centrally, and those will be returned to the client. Something.
Okay. So how would you handle different type of exceptions like entity not found exception, constant violate exception with specific responses?
Yeah, like so we can use a multi-catch to
Okay.
handle this kind of situation. So.
Have you handle exception for asynchronous method?
Mm, no, like we didn't write some synchronization threading concept. We didn't implement it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, but do you know about what asynchronous methods are?
Yeah, I know that. So, synchronous and asynchronous, like
Mm-hmm.
we can like the thread simultaneously thread can multiple thread can access the particular
Mm-hmm.
methods, uh, asynchronous methods. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
if you make a particular method as a synchronous, only one thread can allow there. So, which will be a lock for by particular thread,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end, like after completing their execution, that thread will release that lock and other thread will get
Mm-hmm.
chance on it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what tool you guys are using for logging? I mean, visualizing the logs and all.
For a logging in, so we're using this logback spring sum. So where we are writing some configuration is
So, how you are visualizing the logs?
in the files. Uh,
Are you not using any like Splunk or Grafana or any tool for tracking the
no.
logs as well?
Yeah, like so we are using some file-based mechanism, so not that much. But yeah, when we move our application into a this GCP now, so there we can handle these things, the logging and all things. We can check their loggings.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Got it. Mm, what's a how do you usually, I mean, secure your REST API? What mechanism you use?
yeah, like we use the token-based authentication, and
What?
after that, like the bearer token and all things. Okay,
Bearer and token all.
and
So what's the important things that token stores?
like that token stores some usernames, then
Mm-hmm.
the password, whatever
Mm-hmm.
password, then expiry date, sorry, expiration time and all things. So this kind of details
Mm-hmm.
it holds.
So how do you integrate JWT? I mean, like what dependency you add and then in what file
So
you
by
create?
adding this dependency, this JWT dependency, so after that we added the Spring security,
Mm-hmm.
and we override the configuration through this JWT and all things. So for that now we provided some utility, the JWT utility. So where we are generating these tokens and all things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm, okay. Moving ahead. Have you used REST template or Fiend client?
Yeah, like I use the REST template mostly, and
Okay.
I know
For
the
what
frame
purpose?
for calling some downstream APIs and all things. So
Downstream API means some external API.
yeah, some external APIs.
Okay. What's the structure to write or consume the external API?
Structure in the sense, so
Like what
basically,
annotations are there for this and how do you
yeah,
write?
like so first we need to activate this. Like we need to create a bean for this REST template. So
Mm-hmm.
we are configuring that REST template, and after
Mm-hmm.
that we are activating and calling this like methods like get, put, post, and
Mm-hmm.
these methods.
Okay, okay.
And
So are you writing that test cases as well in your project?
yeah, like we are writing this
So
JUnit
which
test
version you are using? JUnit 4 or 5?
5 ones,
5.
the latest one.
And also the Mockito framework, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, okay. Now what's code coverage?
For code coverage, now we are not
Mm.
using that much thing. So, but I know the
Okay.
code coverage and all things. So this the sonar cubes and all things are using
Sonar,
for
Sonar.
this
Okay, okay.
covering code and all
So
things.
let's say if I want to exclude a file uh, for the code coverage, so you are not aware about code coverage, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
aware.
okay. Yeah, yeah, it's fine then. What's the branching strategy you guys are following?
Yeah, like we have the master branch where the
Master branch is the main branch,
main branch
and then
and
feature branch.
feature branch. So whatever new feature came, so there, so some
Hmm.
requirement came. So based on it, we created the branch and where we are developing these
How
features
do you
after.
resolve conflicts?
For conflicts now, so when we are rebasing the branch with the master, okay, from some other branch. So
Hmm.
in that case, so in the IntelliJ, na, so there is a thing now, so we can right click and we will click on that resolve conflict, and where we will get the interface, whatever files are getting impacted by conflicts and
Hmm.
all things. So we can keep our changes. So based on it, we are selecting uh, the code things and all.
Do you
Yeah.
know about cherry pick command? Git cherry pick.
No, I didn't use that.
Okay, so let's say uh,
Mm.
you said your main branch is master branch, right?
Mhm.
Let's say you have created one feature branch from master branch. Now you have committed multiple code changes. For example,
Okay.
you have committed 5 commits, total 5 commits.
Mhm.
But now
Mhm.
you are going to merge your feature branch to master branch, but you are not I mean, you are not okay with going all the commits. Okay,
Okay.
let's say you want to just merge your feature to master, but only 2 commits.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
in
in
that
that,
case, we use cherry pick. We just cherry pick that commit into that master branch.
Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And do you know about rebase?
Yeah, I know that rebase.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Rebase means like, so we are rebasing up, like getting a changes from particular branch to our local.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So are you using Maven or Gradle?
Yeah, we are using Maven.
Maven. Okay. So what's the difference between Maven clean and Maven install?
Maven clean will clean the target folder, so it will
Mm-hmm.
delete the target folder.
Mm-hmm.
This install will compile the whatever file we have, right, like
Mm-hmm.
in your project. After that, it will create the jar for that whatever packaging
Okay,
type
okay.
you have defined, and this deploy will deploy so on a server. So
Mm-hmm.
like as per the configuration in your pom.xml. So we are using Nexus, so it will get
Mm-hmm.
deployed to the Nexus. Yeah,
Okay.
the jar will
What's
get.
what's the importance of M2 folder?
This M2 folder will .m2 folder will be there inside it. Whatever dependencies are required,
Mm-hmm.
okay, those will be downloaded inside the repository folders,
Okay, okay.
and those will get resolved from there only. So, and inside that now, so we are
Mm-hmm.
storing some settings.xml file which will
Mm-hmm.
store the server, some username, passwords, tokens, and all things.
Okay.
Server addresses.
So tell me the five Spring Boot annotations that you use very, very frequently.
Yeah, like this REST controller,
Mm-hmm.
at the rate service, at the rate
Okay.
repository, at the rate component. Then under the REST controller, so I use get mapping, post
Post
mapping,
mapping. So
put
what's the difference
mapping.
between service annotation and repository annotation?
Like the mainly these are the synonyms, so which are defining the roles of a particular
Mm-hmm.
class. So when we declare any class with at the rate service, so that means like that being creation activities and all things are handled by the Spring something. So we are giving the instructions to the
Mm-hmm.
Spring to create that object. But the mainly, so we are giving that like annotating that class with at the rate service. That means
Mm-hmm.
so under that we can write some service related code like some
Mm-hmm.
basic logic, business logic and all things.
So can
And
we replace service and repository?
yeah, we can replace it. We can replace, but it's not a good
It's not a good
programming
practice.
practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so have you used caching?
No.
No, messaging system like
For a
Kafka,
yeah, for a messaging system now, so we implemented this PubSub one. So
PubSub one. Okay.
GCP PubSub.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is a
Uh,
messaging system, something it will provide.
okay. Okay, Samadhan. It's done from my end.